This is The Wheel Weaves, a Wheel of Time podcast with no spoilers. Hey everyone, I'm your host Dani, and I'm the first-time reader going through this series chapter by chapter. As always, there's no spoilers past the chapter we're covering, and that means it's totally safe for first-time readers. I'm joined by my co-host Brett, who's a longtime fan, and he's guiding me through this journey. We'd like to acknowledge and thank our executive producers, Brandy and Kirkwood, Chad Welsh, Sean McGuire, Rikky Morrisette, Yanis, Albert Lorenzo, and Eddie Costello. Before we get into things today, we just want to thank and welcome Bernadine to the Wheel Weaves Patreon team. We also want to thank Christopher Schimmel for increasing his pledge over at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support. We really appreciate it. In this episode, we're talking about chapters 21 and 22 of Lord of Chaos.
Yeah, so chapter 21 is To Shadar Logoth, and chapter 22 is Heading South.
That's right. And a little bit exciting today, we are recording on location.
That's true.
So if the sound is off,
it's because we're shooting on location.
And because we're literally sitting on the floor in our condo, our Airbnb,
yeah,
trying to maximize our voice.
Yeah,
space.
we're gonna make it happen. So.
Yeah, we also have some head colds going around, so
yep. So sorry, but we're doing this right now.
We're making it happen. And you know, I forgot how much happened in these two chapters.
Oh, I know. There's like a lot. And I got a lot of really good callbacks too.
Okay.
So it's going to be a pretty fun episode to record.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah.
This is fun. It's like a little vacation recording.
Yeah, no, it works.
We're bringing the people on our holiday with us.
Absolutely.
Our Christmas holiday.
Yeah, so welcome to Canada.
Welcome to the Canadian Rockies. It's gorgeous out here.
It actually is a lot better than last year when we were here.
Last year dumped so much snow.
There was like 6 feet of snow and our child went missing under the snow.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not actually, but like, it was funny.
It was funny. All right, you got something for us?
I do. I've got a pretty good fun fact, but I don't know how exciting you're going to find it. But I have to do it because this is a good one. And it's about marching.
Okay.
Like specifically armies.
And this is a good one?
It is a good one. It is a good one. Because
okay.
in the second chapter, we hear a little bit about Matt's band and how they're doing.
Yeah, that's true.
And we heard how far and how fast his army's marching.
Yeah.
Now, it's kind of funny because there is some speculation of, is this realistic / possible? So I dug up a bunch of facts, and I'm going to try to prove that this can be possible for what he's doing.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
So, here we go. First off, we know measurements in the Wheel of Time are a little bit different than in the real world.
Sure.
So, measurements, 45 miles is what Matt and his army travel in one day. Technically, the miles are a little bit shorter compared to real life standards.
Okay.
So they didn't actually travel 45 miles of what we know. It's just a little bit less than that.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Now, second thing is ancient armies that were marching would typically march for either weeks or months. So on good roads, an army could travel about 3 miles per hour for about 8 hours per day on average. So without breaking down camps in the morning and setting up camps at night, we're looking at about on average 25 miles per day.
Okay.
Okay. Now, armies on only cavalry are going to look at probably closer to 45 miles per day.
Okay.
A lot more.
Yeah.
So, now we do know that Matt's army has a bunch of foot soldiers too. Yeah, I was going to say there's a couple of factors that really depend on here. So we've got supply carts. They can go, faster or slower than foot soldiers depending on the animals that are pulling them. And it's definitely helpful for Matt that he's got the boats to help supply lines.
Sure.
But on smaller marches or dashes, when you push your men really hard, armies could march in the real world 25 to 40 miles per day. So we know that Matt's on day 11 of his march and he's a little bit over halfway.
Yeah. Okay.
So it does seem like he's at the typical upper limit for a dash, but again, it makes sense for what is actually possible.
Okay.
So, boom, there you go.
Well, and they're just full of super competitive people, turns out.
That's true. That's true.
So
the best of the best.
Yeah. Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, that is. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
I think that it is possible.
I think fun is a stretch, but well,
it's fun for me. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, last time we were here, it was a little while ago, actually.
Yes.
We've had a busy week.
Yeah.
And so now here we are recording
getting ready
again.
for this trip, actually.
Yeah, that was part of it. But last time we were here, Rand jumped back to Camelin from Kyrian.
Yes.
And he and Avienda almost have a moment.
Yeah, that's true. Real close.
And then they don't.
Yeah.
Because that would just be too much to expect from our characters.
Better than what it was, though.
Barely. And then 3 Ogier show up. It's exciting.
Yeah. It's Loyal's mom and fiancé-to-be.
Yeah.
And his mentor.
That's right.
So there we go.
All right. And so now Rand is going to help them get to the 2 rivers to find Loyal, but he wants something in return. Because, you know, a cat for a hat. Or a hat for a cat.
You did it.
But nothing for nothing.
Yeah, so where are they going? Almost exactly 6 books later.
Yeah.
First callback. Do you know what chapter was Shadar Logoth in The Eye of the World?
Shadow's Waiting, right? It's called?
Yeah, but which chapter number?
Okay, let me see.
Good call on that.
Okay,
well, yeah.
Okay. So Leave Taking was like chapter 11 or something.
Okay.
So probably... Oh, and then we go to Barrelon. Okay.
You're really breaking this down more than I thought you would.
Well, I gotta say it right.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to just randomly say one? No.
Yeah, just keep going.
I'm gonna go 18.
Shit. No, it's 19.
Nah, that's what I was gonna say.
They got 2 at the end of chapter 18. It's like chapter 19 is Shadow's Waiting.
Okay.
Really good. That's impressive.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Well, my favorite chapter, basically in the series so far, is in Barrelon, and it's chapters 13 to 15.
Yeah, geez.
So that's what I knew that. So
yeah.
Anyway, but let's get into this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Chapter 21, To Shatter Logoth. The chapter symbol is 2 ravens.
Yeah, and you know what's also funny? Because it has been 6... Like, we've heard about Shadow Logoth tons in the last 6 books, but we haven't revisited.
No, and I thought we never would, honestly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say.
If you had been like, are they ever going back here? I'd be like, no.
Why would they
Why
come
the
here?
hell would they do that?
They're going to remake the city better than what it was.
No.
Totally.
I thought maybe if they could like somehow officially kill Mordeth, but now Mordeth has left, so I didn't know if the like what's it called?
Mashadar.
Oh
yeah, Mashadar's still here.
Mashadar is still there.
Yeah,
and all
same with like the
eyes
watching
are
eyes.
Still there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well,
and it's like that's the question. We know. Well, we think that.
And I'm
Mordeth
kind of
is
like
gone.
This whole thing. Rand loses control of the entire thing very quickly.
True.
Like, there's no way he should have allowed this many Aiel to go with him. I get that they want to protect him, but like he has to protect them because they don't know what they're getting themselves into.
You know, it's funny because you say that, but this has got to be one of my favorite scenes in this chapter. Let's get into it because it's the funniest scene, I think, probably maybe of the book. I don't know.
All right. So we enter in our Rand perspective. We're picking up from the conversation with the Ogier in Camelin. The Ogier start talking about how his plan of going to shatter Logoth will never do because they can't waste any more time getting to Loyal. That would take them out of the way, and they don't want to do that.
He still hasn't mentioned, like, hey, I can just, like, zip-zap around. I'm just going to
zap you there. So
totally.
Last time I said, hey, why doesn't he just gateway them there?
Yeah.
And then I talked myself out of the fact that that would happen.
It's leverage. He's not saying that immediately.
No, I know,
waiting.
but I guessed it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
That's
well,
what I'm saying.
I get now why this is like your favorite power. Like, if you could choose a power, you're always talking about, like, you know.
Of course, you get it now?
Teleportation. Like, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you get it? How many times have you read?
No. I get that it's a cool power, but it's like, you know, come on.
Yeah. Okay, no, it's my favorite for sure. Anyway, we also get that Shatter Logoth is no place for someone as young as Aerith, according to Elder Haman.
Yeah.
Which is adorable.
I love his ramblings, too, this chapter. Like,
yeah, it's good. We haven't gotten some good Ogier ramblings in a long time. Because last book, we got no Loyal. So far, this book, no Loyal.
Yeah, not really.
So, I need some Loyal ramblings.
Here we go.
This is where ramblings.
This is where he gets it from.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Rand tells them that they'll actually gain time because he's going to take them there by traveling because they'll be most of the way to the 2 rivers today.
Yeah, so leverage.
All right. And so the Ogier go off to the side to deliberate again. We get more of a conversation. And basically Haman is complaining it's too dangerous, but the other 2 really want to go after, quote, my Loyal.
It's so funny because it's totally in the script. It's my Loyal back to back, like 3 times. So you know that they're both...
My Loyal.
Yeah. It's like Coverall and Aerith are both trying to like compete for...
yeah, whose
loyal is it?
Yeah. But then Haman comes back to tell Rand, okay, fine, we're in. Plus... they have all their stuff right now, so let's go.
Let's do this. They would have left already if Loyal was here.
Yeah.
But he's not, so let's go.
All right, so here we go. Rand just like opens up a gateway, and we're going.
Hold
and
on.
Sulin comes in.
Hold on. You're going to try and just skip that whole bit about the beds?
Oh.
Come on.
Right,
Come
okay.
on. This is so sad. This is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Right? Because Haman is like, hey, there's not enough good Ogier beds because back in the day, there used to be like 2 to 3 good Ogier beds basically everywhere.
At each inn.
And now they're super hard to find. And he's like, it's really difficult to understand. Then he looks at the maps where he was just like crossing off all the abandoned steadings. And he's like, I guess it was. But but think back, another callback here. Loyal on his journey, he kept coming across beds, but they had to keep leaving the towns before he could actually sleep in them.
I remember that.
It was like a whole joke. It's great.
Yeah.
So anyways, heartbreaking.
All right. So now Rand opens up a gateway.
This is the funniest scene when we get here.
Okay. So Sulin comes back with more maps and then gives Rand a look because of the open gateway. And they have a snippy combo about guards and safety and
because he's like, you can bring the guards that are on duty, and she's like, there are none because you told me to send them all away.
Right.
That's the plan.
Yeah, fancy that.
Yeah.
And then Rand's like, okay, I won't argue, but you have to get guards now by the time I count to 10.
Yeah.
Basically, or what is it, 100?
Well, it's negotiating. So she says, give me a slow count to 100. He says 10. She says 50. He says, okay. And then it's like, go time.
He just starts counting.
This is why it's my favorite scene, I think, the funniest scene in the entire book. Maybe like all the books so far. I just love it so much.
Yeah.
Because
basically all hell breaks loose.
Well, this is the thing. So first off, a really important note. Sulin talks to a guy Shine as if she's a maiden. So she flashes some hand talk at a maiden and then at a couple of guys Shine. And then they all like drop what they're doing and they start sprinting and they book it out and they all are all gone.
Yeah.
And then within like 20 seconds, Aiel are like barreling in from all directions, crashing through like windows, leaping off balconies, like veils up, ready to go, because clearly Sulin has given like a message
an order, get here now.
Well, the Dragon Reborn probably is in like life-threatening danger, get there. So Aiel are literally like hundreds are crashing into the courtyard where they are.
Good to know that this is like a thing.
And it's good to know that they can move this quickly, like 20 seconds, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty crazy.
I know.
But then it comes back. It's like, then they figure out, like, oh, actually, Rand's not in trouble. And a lot of the Aiel just think it's a pretty funny joke. But, you know, good on Sulin for pulling strings. But the important thing is this is going to bite her later on from what we see.
Because she shouldn't have talked to a guy Shine like a maiden.
Under no circumstances are you supposed to do that.
But she's like, I'll deal with it later when Rand is safe.
Exactly. But it's just like, this is such a funny scene. I can always play it out in my head 100%. It's so good.
All right. So Rand warns them where they're going. But listen, if you've never been there, you don't know. You don't actually know what you're walking into. Yeah,
and it's definitely helpful that the Ogier are like nodding and agreeing with Rand because they're taking it more seriously a little bit.
No.
So,
anyway, this is the moment that things start to shift and Rand is like slowly losing control of the entire situation.
Well, I mean, okay, so he's only taken like 20 maidens and then 20 of the men.
Yeah.
So it's only like 40 to 50 people going.
But they all just like have their mind of their own. Like, okay, we'll get there. Okay.
Yeah.
So now they're going to head through the gateway and we get a huge recap about what Shadar Logoth looks like, what it is, the history of the place. In case you forgot, that was books and books and books ago.
Yeah, there was nothing new that it was like stuck in here.
Yeah. No. City overrun by hatred and suspicion and doubt and...
Yeah. Sometimes RJ likes to slip in like one new sentence, but I didn't see anything new that we didn't already know.
All right, and then... At this point, when they get to Shadar Logoth, they start walking around. They note at least that it is during the day, so it's less creepy than it like would possibly be.
Yes.
And this is where we get some Luz Theron chiming in.
Yeah, we do.
He says, "This place frightens me. Does it not frighten you?"
Ooh, yeah.
Love this.
That is like LTT is like talking
to Rand.
Okay, but afterwards, Rand doesn't think that he is.
Rand's wrong.
Interesting, okay.
Rand is wrong.
Continue with your book report. Let's go.
All right. So Rand realizes the voice seems to be asking him the question, so he answers yes. And then Luz Theron says more about the darkness here, that if the Dark One would choose to live among men, he would choose to live here, and Rand agrees.
Okay.
And then Luz Theron changes the subject and says, I must kill Demandred.
Yes.
So Rand is like, what? Is he connected to Shadar Logoth somehow?
Yeah, like, why are you bringing up Demandred at this point right now
Right
in this
now, when we're
conversation?
talking about this place and the Dark One.
Okay, do you think, first question of this little paragraph here, do you think that Demandred has something to do with Shadar Logoth? Or is this just like mad LTT rambling?
It's either a throwaway, yes, of course, 100%, or a red herring.
Oh, okay.
That's supposed to make me think that Demandred has something to do with Shadar Logoth, and I'm going to hyper-focus on it, but be completely wrong.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to hyper-focus, or are you going to ignore it?
Nope, ignore it.
Interesting, okay.
I think this is a red herring. Herring.
No. Yeah.
In these books, it's red herring, right?
Exactly.
That's what we go
That's
with?
what it is, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think this is wrong. I think he does not have to do with it.
Okay.
And I think LTT just started mad rambling again.
Now let's focus on the most important of these lines.
Okay. When LTT says, I remember at last killing Ishmael, he deserved to die. Lanfear deserved to die too, but I'm glad I was not the one to kill her. And Rand is like, oh, hey, how did you kill Ishmael? And then Luce Theron goes off about wanting to die and not be here.
Okay.
So that's the end of the coherent conversation, but the beginnings of more coherent conversations.
Okay, but what's wrong with that thought process? What's the mistake? So LTT says, I remember at last killing Ishmael.
Yeah.
He deserved to die. Lanfear deserved to die too, but I am glad I was not the one to kill her.
Oh.
LTT didn't kill
Ishmael. Rand did.
Rand did. LTT never killed Ishmael. Ishmael is Aelon from the prologue of I the World.
Mm-hmm.
Ishmael never got killed by him.
No, and he dragon mounted before Ishmael died.
Ishmael never died. He just got like put into the Dark One's prison. And
no, did he though? I thought Ishmael got to just like walk around free. He escaped the...
He wasn't completely in, he wasn't completely out.
Okay.
So that's the situation. However, Rand is the one who did kill Ishmael in the Stone of Tyr.
And then the whole, like, Lanfear deserved to die.
But wait, there's more.
Okay.
Rand asks LTT, how did you kill Ishmael?
Yeah.
Rand killed Ishmael.
Oh, okay.
He starts to say, how did you kill Ishmael?
Yeah.
So he, like, doesn't know how he did it, or... Like, there's some confusing thought processes going on there.
It sounds like there's a lot of overlap happening, and I'm not really sure, but I am here for it, and I love it.
So we're gonna have to, like, break this down in the future, too?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure this one out.
Okay. Maybe Rand is asking because he doesn't know. Like, he doesn't know all of Luce Theron's history.
Okay.
And so maybe he thinks that Luce Theron, 3,000 years ago, did kill Ishmael.
Okay, good.
You know, in that body form. Yeah. I don't know. Like, what does Rand know? Nothing. Maybe that's why he's asking.
Awesome. No, I like it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, LTT is like, never mind that. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is good advice. Don't die here.
Right.
Like, yeah, we shouldn't die in Shadar Logoth.
Yeah, and then Rand realizes he's walking through Shadar Logoth, and he's like, oh, shit, I probably should not daydream while I'm walking around here.
Totally.
Definitely pay attention. So he tells Haman to lead them and warns Yael not to touch anything. And they set off with Haman leading the way because they are looking for the way gate here.
Yes, and Ogier can feel that, so it should be pretty simple.
Okay. Now, as they're heading through the city, Rand... Oh, this is another time. This is the time he actually starts daydreaming and then thinks to himself...
He daydreams a lot in this chapter, so that's fair.
Yeah. So Rand thinks about the last time he was here when the group got split up, and that was the last time things were normal and nice.
That was I the World. That was a long time ago.
Yep. And he thinks about how Fane has something to do with Mordeth and the dagger and everything, and wonders why he was with the White Cloaks, and maybe Pedro Nile could be a dark friend.
Yeah, because he learned that from the Two Rivers girls.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so now they finally reach the Waygate, and Haman points it out and says, there's a whole story here about how they cut down the grove only a couple decades after the Ogier left. They didn't even wait.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Because the Shadar Logothians or the Eridolians are, just a bunch of dicks.
Well, they didn't know, probably, how important and special it was.
Maybe.
Yeah. Or maybe they're dicks. All right, so now Rand touches the fence that's surrounding this Waygate, and it basically just collapses in a racket.
Yeah.
And Haman says that he can lock the Waygate so it can't be opened again without the Talisman of Growing.
Yeah, we know that's his thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Rand says it might have to be used in the future, so don't lock it up completely.
Yeah, he's got his own plan.
But yeah, he has a plan. So Rand starts weaving Sidene around the Waygate using like all of the 5 powers. He creates a trap and a particularly nasty one that humans can cross unharmed, maybe even the Forsaken, but if any shadow spawn pass through, they won't die right away. They'll live long enough to get far enough away to not tip off or frighten any other Trollocs or Fates nearby, and this is just downright diabolical.
Yeah, this is a pretty good, well, it's not like, it's like a pretty mean trap, but like, come on, there's shadow spawn.
Mean? Yeah. No, it's mean if this was for like humans, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think any way of killing Trollocs is mean. Like,
Okay.
they eat people.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's fine. I'm fine.
They're monsters. Okay,
Yeah.
we got to break down a couple of things in here that are really important. I want to see if you picked up on the lines.
All right.
Number 1 line, he thinks to himself, if he could cleanse the ways somehow.
Yeah.
That would almost be like as grandiose as his boast to Taim that he would cleanse Sidene.
Yes. So now we have heard this before,
Sure, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we have. Like the hypothesizing of like, oh, what if the ways were like fixed or whatever.
Yes. Yeah.
And Rand has talked a few times
And because
about
like right
cleansing
away I
Sidene.
speculated that he would do that and he would do the other thing too.
Yeah.
What else do you need from me?
What else do I need from you? I need this. Okay. We know that it's possible to cleanse Sidene. Did you know that we know that?
Maybe.
Okay.
Have we
know
talked about it before?
Not really, but I've been waiting. Because
Okay.
we know, because once upon a time, we actually saw a big, gigantic pool of pure Sidene that was created after the breaking.
Right. Yes, that's true.
We saw it. We know that it is technically possible to have cleansed Sidene.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to the things I said a long time ago about the end of the Eye of the World.
Sure.
Because I feel like I might have speculated something similar to that, but I can't say for sure because I have no idea.
Okay, but it gets better.
But it sounds familiar. Okay, go.
Yeah, no, it gets better too because like the whole pure Sidene thing, like we got to keep that in the back of our brains.
Well,
that
now
it
it's
is
just
possible.
gone, right? He like drained it.
He used all of it. Yeah, he used all of it.
Okay.
He basically saved the world from being overrun by shadow spawn.
But I thought maybe he was. This is what I think my speculation was, and I might be wrong. But if my recollection serves me from 2.5, almost 3 years ago,
we'll see.
I think I said that Rand wasn't going to go crazy because he channeled using the not tainted Sidene.
Yeah, I think you did say that. That definitely wasn't correct.
No,
because
that was wrong.
He's getting
but
some of
I speculated something about the pure Sidene.
Sure. Okay. Let's go on with the next best part here.
Okay.
So while Rand is setting the trap, he feels the taint pulse inside him, a slowly building vibration. And he thinks it must have been the evil of Shadar Logoth itself.
Right. I knew
a resonance.
Yes. Okay, so that's my other point here. Because I didn't know where we were going to talk about this.
Let me finish though.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to finish saying it.
Okay.
It's a resonance of evil to evil.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
No, I don't got it. But I did mention that this is weird.
Okay.
I was like, something's going on here.
Can I keep going?
What's happening?
What is that resonance? Now, we've seen vibrations and resonance before with things that are similar.
Oh, the terangrial.
Yes.
The dream terangrial with Egwene's testing.
That's true. Egwene brought the dream terangrial
with
into
a resonance, the testing. That word, yeah.
Yeah, and that was very specifically vibrations and resonance.
Okay.
And Rand thinks about the evil of Shadar Logoth pulsing against the evil of the taint. So there we go.
Okay, so probably not that. I don't think it's the evil of Shadar Logoth. Okay.
Things to think about.
Okay. I think that the only thing I can pull from that is the whole resonance with the two terangrials. It's the Sidene or Shadar to Shadar.
Okay.
And I think that maybe this is Sidene to Sidene.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
think about it. Tuck it away. Don't worry. I just want to point those out for the record.
All right. I'm just saying something that I'm never going to remember.
No, that's fair.
So it's fine. Anyway, back to here because now that the job is done, it's time to go. So let's go.
We gotta go.
But first, just like in my experience working at a daycare and as a teacher.
That's why you tie two kids together all the time.
A buddy system.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Accountability buddy.
Accountability buddy.
So you're accountability able to the
You
other
also do a head count.
Yeah.
You're constantly counting.
Constant.
All the time. You always make sure you don't lose somebody. Oops. Rand forgot that rule.
Then you gotta go.
He lost somebody.
Let's get going.
He lost somebody, but at this point, I was really pissed off at how much they looked for her.
Really?
Yep.
What? Okay.
Don't get yourself lost in Shadar Logoth.
Oh, you were like, more people are gonna go. They're just gonna start like dropping
100%.
off. Yeah.
And then it became very suspicious that she's just freaking gone.
You know what I thought? I gotta say, because like we get that one line where he says, "And if you think you see her inside a building, don't talk to her.
Don't go in there.
Don't go in there, even if she talks to you. Like, you come and get me first." Because in my mind, like every horror movie ever is just like, "Oh my god, don't go in there.
in the dark room."
Yeah, don't go in the dark room.
Especially with the like eyes watching and the like shadow of the Shadar. I keep wanting to say Matt Chin Chin, but
it's not that.
It's not that, but it's
different.
Also
Come on.
It's a different Black Shadow.
Yeah.
This Black Shadow.
They might both start with M's, but it doesn't matter.
It's different. It's different. Anyway, someone's missing, and it's that bitch from before.
Yeah. Now, you shouldn't call her that because she's gone now.
Well, is she though? I think she's a dark friend.
What? Hold on. Okay, you just threw it like...
I think something's going on.
Hold on.
Something fishy's going on here.
Hold on, because it's like, okay, number one, she's missing. Number two, she might be dead.
Nope.
But now you're just throwing out like the dark friend accusation here.
Okay, first, number one, they would have found her. They're Aiel. If she was in the street somewhere, they would have found her.
Sure, okay.
If she went into a building, it's her own freaking fault. Don't put other people at risk because you're stupid and can't follow the directions. It's like Matt.
Okay.
Matt's stupid and couldn't follow the directions.
I mean, they went after him, so...
I know. And look how that turned out.
Pretty well.
Not great.
All things
awful for everybody, actually.
Okay.
So
why did she go missing? Are you saying that it's because she's a dark...
It's got to be something.
But here's the issue. Dark friends don't like Shadar Logoth any more than non-dark friends.
Nah, maybe that's why she left. She left Shadar Logoth.
She just exited.
She turned around and left.
She just
somehow.
left. So she's just like, she's gone now?
She left.
Is she coming back at any point?
No, I don't know.
She's gone. Okay.
Unless there was like a Forsaken gateway that opened up and grabbed her and then left or something and no one saw it.
Okay.
No,
okay. I feel like I should just like stop you from talking more because this is getting worse.
It's getting worse. Okay. Here's the prediction. The real one. Are you ready?
Here it is. Yep. Okay.
Something fishy's going on.
Okay. Is this the last we've seen of her?
Yeah.
Is she gone?
Yeah. No, never mind. Okay. Not because the way you looked at me. No.
Why? She could just be missing.
Is this a painter situation?
And it was like 6 books later, and we're like, suck it.
There's Leah, whatever.
Yeah. It's like, I told you Painter was coming back.
Yeah.
No, okay.
Well, I'll definitely remember her name.
Pick a side. Is she coming back or is she gone
now? No, she's gone.
She's gone. Okay.
She gone.
Yeah, totally. Okay.
Okay, so Rand has a moment of rage because he's like, I told everyone to stay together and now someone's missing. So split up in pairs and start looking. They don't want to. They want to go individually. And Rand's like, that's how we got into this mess.
That's true.
So, no.
No.
Stick together.
Buddy system.
Don't go in anywhere. They break off. They start looking. The search starts.
It takes literally all day.
Yeah, and it's so dangerous. I'm like annoyed at this entire... Number one, I'm annoyed that they even went here.
Okay.
I felt like this was stupid and dangerous and not necessary.
Okay.
Because Trollocs and Fades aren't coming in and out of Shadar Logoth, probably.
Okay. This comes back to the reason why did Rand come to this one personally?
I have no idea, and I don't like it, and I don't think it's smart, and it doesn't make sense, and it annoys me.
Okay.
How's that?
Well, it's the only one he can't set guards on.
Okay, maybe that. But it also seems stupid because I don't think a bunch of Trollocs and Fades are going in and out of Shadar Logoth.
Fair point.
So
that's a fair point too. I'm not saying you don't have a point. I'm just saying, like, you know, he can't have anyone watch this one.
Yeah. Anyway, so it takes freaking all day. They can't go in the buildings. They look around. Long story short, they don't find her, so they leave.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just like, okay. Did anything important happen? Nope. Nope. They didn't find her.
They didn't find her?
You said that? Okay.
Yeah, lots of walking around.
Okay. Oh, when Hamon's like, we gotta go because from what I know, once the sun goes down, we're all gonna die.
Pretty much, yep.
And then LTT's like, yeah, man, we should go.
Right.
Not exactly, but he does the
Yep.
whole, like, duty is heavier than a mountain thing.
Oh, yeah, that's Rand's thoughts. Okay.
Well, that's LTT
No, that's
saying
LTT
it.
saying Rand's thoughts.
Saying Rand's thoughts.
Going both ways. Okay.
Interesting. Yeah, because Rand does think, oh, both ways across the barrier stuff.
Yes.
So there we go. Okay. All right, now we're back on the same page. Okay, he makes a gateway. Is that where we are?
Yep, that's where we are. So he is actually now going to do a nice good thing and bring them straight to the two rivers.
Yeah, because originally Haman was like, hey, can you gateway us from where we are in the city to out of the city so we're not here when the sun goes down?
Yeah.
And Rand's like, we're just going to go to two rivers.
That's easier.
Yeah.
Now, the gateway's open. A bunch of the Aiel just like jump through, and then the Ogier, and Rand looks back at the city and thinks to himself, ugh, I shouldn't have promised to let the maidens die for me.
Yeah, but he did do it, so he's like honoring that.
Yeah, and
So-
also did Laia even die for him? Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Whatever. So, as the last of the Aiel go through, Sulin hisses at Rand because she looks at his hand, specifically at the back of his hand where his fingernails has sliced a gash.
Yeah.
And then he finally steps through the gateway and closes it, and he's picked a field about 2 hours from Emmons Field. But listen, he's done that on purpose.
Yeah.
It's a very Harry Potter moment, sort of.
How?
Um,
When does Harry Potter do, like, self-harm?
oh yeah,
Because this is the issue, is Rand is literally cutting himself right now.
I know.
And he thinks to himself, that's nothing compared to the mark that I've made on the inside, and I'll never forget that. And I'll never let that heal.
Yeah, the
But
whole
he's
like
literally
the
self-harming
whole, like,
himself.
I'll never let that heal. It just reminds me of the I must not tell lies.
Oh, yeah, but this is like way...
Scratching on the back of the hand.
Yeah,
And it's like someone's making that. Yeah, it is. It's a different context, but it's like.
because that was like a punishment from the pink lady.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what her name is. But anyways, the important part is like...
Umbridge.
Umbridge. Okay, that's the one. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. It's a weak reference, but I wanted to do a shot. We're on vacation.
Yeah, okay, we can do a shot. That's fair.
Anyway.
Anyways,
It's
Rand
a scratch on the
shouldn't be
back of
doing
the
this.
hand, and he thinks, oh, it'll never heal. And
Well, this is why Hammond says what he does at the end of the chapter.
sure, I remember that.
Okay.
No,
He's
I
like,
don't.
okay,
What- okay.
we'll get to it. Let's do the shot first, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. Okay. Back.
Yeah.
Holiday shot. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay.
Ooh. Oh. That's delicious.
Yeah, it's just amaretto. It's delicious.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
It tastes like Christmas.
it does.
Yum. That was good.
You can buy this like not at Christmas time. but
I
we
know.
don't.
We should
Yeah,
buy it not
that's
at
a good
Christmas.
idea. Except it tastes like candy,
That's
so
so
it'll be gone like
good.
immediately.
That was very good.
Anyways,
And
back to the whole thing.
no, I was gonna say we have to remember to buy shot glasses while we're here
Oh, okay.
because we just took these.
Jinx it on
Yeah.
on recording so everyone can hear when we do not
We're
do
gonna
that.
go back and be like, we forgot. No,
Yeah,
not this time.
yeah, not like last time.
We have a lot of time to wander around and buy a shot glass.
That's a lot of time to forget things.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's move on.
Back to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Rand is self-harming. This is bad. And it seems like it's going to get worse because he doesn't even acknowledge that he's doing it and that it's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he acknowledges that he's doing it, but he's just like, this is my life now.
I guess so. It's not great.
No, it's definitely not good. So,
Oh, anyway, so here we are at Emmons Field.
yeah, we're here.
There's
that's
a
how-
boy in a field, and he
Yeah.
thinks to himself he opened up a gateway in a field that no one inhabits, nobody uses. They're miles from town. It's fine. It's no big deal. No one will see this. And then they like plop themselves right into the middle of a farmer field.
But he does think like, oh, this place is really grown.
Yeah, and he thinks, what the heck? Those girls weren't lying.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay. But it's also like really sad because Rand also thinks to himself like, you know, Tam is probably at like the Winespring Inn right now. Like,
Yep.
I could just like hop,
Well,
skip, and a
this
jump.
is what I said. This is why I thought he wasn't going to gateway them here because he has no intention of seeing anybody there.
Yes, because he doesn't want to attract attention to Emmons Field.
That's right.
He's got to act like he doesn't care.
Yeah, and he also doesn't want them to see him like how he is, and
Yeah.
because he's all ashamed of himself and stuff. So, you know, all that good stuff.
All that stuff.
So now, before they leave, Hammond says to Rand, "You must not kill yourself."
Yeah, that's the thing.
And Rand's like, "What?" And Hammond tells him that this road ahead is long and dark and likely full of blood, but he must live to reach the end of it.
Yeah, because again, he sees Rand self-harming himself, and he's like, hey, Rand, you have to survive.
Yeah, you have to not let one person dying here on this dangerous mission
because
affect you like this.
A lot more people are going to die before this is all over.
And you are going to mentally break down if you are this impacted by people dying around you. This is what I was saying. Like, he needs to be hard.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Ogier head off, and Rand stands there for a bit, watches the people coming out of the farmhouse to see what's going on, and then he stares off towards his own farm before he opens the gateway back to Caemlyn.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, also, for the record, he does tell the Ogier to not tell them how they got here.
Right.
Don't tell them about me. Don't say any of that.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we're going to head into chapter 22.
Yeah, heading south.
Heading south. And our chapter symbol is the 5 dice for Matt.
Yeah. Back with this gang.
All right, good. You know, I'm glad. I feel like this whole book, so here we are, 22 chapters in.
Yeah.
Close to halfway through the book.
Not yet.
Close, I said.
Yeah.
And so far, I feel like the pace has been good.
Okay.
And we've had enough back and forth through perspectives for the most part that I'm not like, oh man, we haven't been with them in so long. What's going on?
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what we aren't getting a lot of?
What?
Perrin.
Oh, that. Yeah. I didn't. Oh, that's true. See, he's just not on my mind ever.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. I would
it.
like to see what's going on there, but I think we're not supposed to know.
Yeah. Okay, a little bit secret.
Yeah.
He's on a secret mission to come help Rand somehow.
I'm excited for when he pops up.
Ooh, yeah, because Perrin was like, Rand needs me. I have to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I thought it was Perrin who was going to be in the inn.
Yeah.
With Alana and Varen and the girls and stuff. So, not quite though. Not quite yet. Anyway, here we are with Matt. I'm pumped for it. This is a good chapter.
It is. And again, lots of callbacks and some good ones.
And I gotta speculate on some things.
Okay.
Some things I have no idea. Like, I actually don't know.
Well, I already clarified the marching business, so, like, we got that.
Oh, phew. That's what I was confused about.
I thought so.
This is probably one of my favorite chapters so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
It was just interesting. I wasn't expecting what happened.
Okay.
It was all very confusing, and it made me go, what the heck is happening?
A lot of things.
And
okay,
I like
let's start. A lot of things happen in this chapter.
Okay, so Matt is leading his army down to Ilion as per the plan.
Secret plan.
He's hoping that Rand has taken care of Samael before he gets there.
Yes.
And we're halfway there. So Rand, you got like a week.
But he can gateway, so it's just like when he's ready.
I know, but
zippity-doo-dah, let's go.
But the days are dwindling.
True.
So.
Okay, maybe 10 days left.
Maybe. So now we get that Matt is riding Pips.
Yep.
And he starts thinking about a lot of things.
You know why he's called Pips, right? Have we covered that?
The dice.
Okay, yeah.
The dots on a dice are called Pips.
Cool. I just want to make sure you knew that.
I know that.
I didn't know if you... I didn't know that till I read these books.
General knowledge.
I had no idea till I read these books.
Okay, well that's general knowledge that I know.
Okay.
So, anyway, he thinks about if Tom is still alive.
Okay.
Number one.
And we don't know.
Well, okay. He thinks about how the last time he saw him, he was headed out to protect Egwene and Nynaeve.
Yeah.
And he thinks that Egwene and Nynaeve never thank anybody for saving them ever.
Because that was
so
Tyr.
They're the worst, which I think is funny.
Yeah, but that was like a long time ago.
Yeah, that was in Tyr. Beginning of Shadow Rising?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. Anyway, he also thinks that Nynaeve and Elaine... Oh, not Egwene. I meant Elaine. I said Egwene. I meant Elaine.
We know it's Elaine.
I know who are together. It's
fine.
Nynaeve and Elaine.
Okay, it's fine.
Anyway, Matt thinks that they're likely to get a man killed because they're so stupid or something. So that's funny.
Well, it's like a double thought where he's like, they don't actually need anyone's help. But if they have anyone's help, they're going to get them killed because they don't listen to anybody else. So
right.
That's pretty good summary.
That's pretty much what I just said.
Yeah.
So now someone comes up. How do I say this name?
Nalisian.
Yeah. And this is one of the
officers.
Guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the three.
Okay.
We've got Telmanus.
Yeah, that one I know.
Darad. Nalisian.
Okay. Now he comes up and interrupts Matt's thoughts by asking, do you ever think what it would be like to be a warder?
Yeah.
Like, what a weird thought. Why? Why did he come and ask that?
But we find out really soon.
Okay. I forget. So,
Okay.
So then we get a recap of what Matt and the band have been up to this whole time.
Yeah, it's been 11 days since they left Maron.
Right.
So they're halfway to Tyr, maybe a little bit more, and they're moving fast.
Yeah.
Best day was 45 miles.
Because of competition.
Yep. Competition. They got supply wagons. They got 5 boats. And it's really just like practice moving the army across the country, which is really helpful. And the Aiel are also in sight, which is also important. And there's refugees everywhere.
The Aiel that are with them or not with them?
Yeah, from what it seems like they're with them, but also just heading down to Tyr.
Because I wasn't sure, because I know that the Aiel are with the group in Tyr.
Yeah, so Rand sent Aiel. There's no Aiel as a part of Matt's band.
Okay, because this was a confusing part for me.
Okay, sorry, yeah, no. The Aiel are not a part of Matt's band, but Rand is like he's sending Aiel down to Tyr, and they're headed to Tyr. So they're traveling to Tyr, but not together.
Oh, because he sent Aiel from Cairhien.
From Cairhien, yeah, exactly.
And they move fast. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. So that's why the competition is like, ooh, we got to beat them.
Who's moving faster? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So the whole warder question that was posed, Matt's like, no, I don't want to be a warder. But it came up because they've seen a bunch of Aes Sedai that are on the other side of the river that are heading up and down river. But Matt wants to stay out of it. So, like, just, there are a lot of Aes Sedai moving up and down.
Okay, that's weird.
They don't know why. They're staying out of it.
Like on boats?
No, like up and down the road on the other side of the Aranon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing is, like, we could speculate, but here's the thing.
Yeah, that just makes me go, what? I missed that part.
Yeah, so you might think that they are Saladar Aes Sedai, but Saladar's pretty far away, so
yeah,
probably
no,
not.
I actually wasn't going to think that. That's why I'm confused.
Well, because immediately they also bring up the topic
south,
of...
right?
Well, they bring up the topic of the Logain situation, like, because the next question they ask me is like, do you really think that the Aes Sedai were involved in the Logain thing?
Right.
Right?
Because that's probably a rumor that's getting across country
From
now.
the Saladar Aes Sedai.
That's
so it's like,
right.
do these Aes Sedai have anything to do with it, running back and forth, gathering nobles? But they're probably a little bit too far to reach. So
yeah,
why?
And Matt, like, doesn't think so, and he sort of jokes about it, and he doesn't really want to talk about it, so...
Yeah. He's like, no, they're probably not involved in that, and no, I don't want to be a warder.
That was a whole section of the chapter that I skimmed
pages.
over.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, they don't actually make anything of it.
No, nothing. Okay, so then Talmanis asks about the rumors of the Dragon Sworn, because apparently there was a village burned in Mirandi, and they killed everybody who wouldn't swear to the Dragon Reborn, and Matt says that Rand will settle them if it's true, because that's not my business, they have their own task.
And you know whose business this actually is? Pedro Nile.
Pedro Nile.
That was the White Cloak plot we heard about.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Okay. And, like, allegedly, right?
Yeah, that too. I don't know.
Allegedly.
All right.
Okay.
So now a man on a horse rides up, and we get this whole story.
I love this, too.
A very, very, very long story.
Yeah.
About how Matt has his, like, spies.
Yeah.
Or his, what are they called when you send them out and they come back? Scouts.
Yeah.
So these guys are the best, like, thieves.
Yeah, so he basically asked for poachers and thieves, anyone who was so good that they couldn't be caught, but everybody knows that they did the stuff.
Yeah.
But they don't have proof of it because they're too good.
Yeah.
So they got like 7 guys, and then Matt took those 7 guys and told them, hey, I need scouts, and I'm going to pay you well.
It's a pyramid scheme.
It's like the Tinkers, like Way of the Leaf thing. Hey, you recruit 2 people, and then they recruit 2 people each. Yeah. It's like with these guys, the 7 guys came up with 11 more names, and then he kept doing that. Now he's got 47 dudes.
Who are all excellent scouts and spies.
Yeah, but this is the big asterisk beside his like, you know, compensation plan. He says, I'm going to pay you triple, but the first time you lie to me, I'm going to hang you.
Yeah. Because
men will die if you lie, so, like, don't do that or I'll kill you.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah.
Fair.
And I think Vanna gets paid 4 times because he's the best.
Okay, cool. So that's who rides up here, right?
Yeah, this is Vannon.
This is Vannon.
Yeah.
And he's super good at what he does. He's really good at stealing. He gets paid more than the others. And he tells Matt that there's something he has to see because he doesn't know what to make of it. So Matt rides off with Vannon to take a look.
Yeah, okay. First impressions of Vannon. Did you have any, like, because I know sometimes you go... Nope, just like whatever?
Yep.
Cool.
See, the problem is... Well, it's not a problem. The thing is, I trust Matt.
Ooh, you trust his intuition and reading people.
I trust his luck and his intuition and his secret memories of how to do things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
Okay. We're cool with him.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I am. So, don't make me doubt people that I'm cool with.
Okay. I won't.
Now you did already.
Yeah, I know I did.
Okay, so now this scene they ride into is pretty grim.
Yeah.
Because there's a tinker caravan that has been just destroyed. Destroyed and burned and people killed and murders, bodies everywhere. Men, children, dogs, women, everybody.
Yeah, it's pretty sad because it's clear that the men and the boys tried to like form the line to hold off so the women and children could escape.
And no one escaped.
And then they got ambushed and it's like, oh, it's really
From
bad.
the back. So. Yeah. It's like that whole hammer situation. Hammer and anvil, right?
Yeah.
But
you're not wrong.
But for tinkers.
For tinkers who...
So like, guys...
Yeah. And that's what Vannon talks about. Like, Vannon isn't a fan of tinkers, and he's like,
they're gross and they steal children and whatever, but like...
You don't kill them.
Yeah.
Like, you don't do this, because it's just like, straight up murder against non-violent people.
Yes.
And even if, and this is Matt's thought process, is like, even if you wanted to rob them, they would let you do that.
Yeah. Just sit...
And everyone knows it.
Yeah. Just take their stuff. You don't have to kill them.
Yeah.
But this is like slaughter.
It's a massacre. Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah. So now,
Okay, let's get to
Are there any hints of, like, what the heck happened here? Did I miss something? Because, like, I'm confused.
Yeah, no, you didn't miss anything. Well, we have the next little segment here of
Which is also, I don't know. The only thing that, like, crossed my mind here before anything else happens this chapter are, like, would the Aiel do this? Because if they're the Aiel, maybe they're like Shido.
Okay.
Who learned about how they used to follow the way of the leaf.
Yeah.
And now they're just like going and hunting and killing tinkers they see because they don't believe that whatever, you know where I'm going. Like maybe they don't believe.
Yeah. Well, they're, dogs who have no honor. So, they could do it.
Well, we do have that, but it also could be like, there's no way these people, like we came from these people and there's rumors that we came from them, so, like, we have to prove that we're better than them somehow.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like,
but even,
hypothetical, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible that the Shido would do this, because we don't know what they would do.
Because that's the only thing I could think of. Like, who else has anything, like, against tinkers, except for now, possibly angry and disturbed Aiel?
Yeah.
Like, ones who have, like...
Okay, so let's talk about it more after we get to the end of the chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, because that was my initial thought. And then we have, like, Aiel attacking, right? That's what happens later. So then I was like, ooh, is this connected? Because this was my original thought.
Yeah.
So...
That's what we need to talk about.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Let's carry on then.
Yeah.
So Matt's like, dude, I didn't need to see this. This is gross.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have just told me. But then Vannon's like, no, you need to see this.
You need to see this.
And then he brings Matt over to one of the dead men who tried to write a message before he died. And it says, tell the dragon reborn.
Yes.
And now Matt doesn't know what to make of this. I don't know what to make of this.
We don't even know if the message is finished.
Yeah, he's like, tell him what?
Tell him what? Because in the stories, it's like, you always get the critical piece of information out. But we don't know what this is. Like, tell him what? That some tinkers were murdered?
Yeah, maybe.
Tell them something else? Did they have and this is what Matt thinks too. It's like, it's not the first time that a bunch of tinkers had a piece of really critical information because they were the ones who also had the information with the Eye of the World. Back in the Eye of the World.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Just like hypothetically, tinkers could have really important information.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we don't know what that message is, so.
Okay. Yeah,
there's nothing else.
That's it.
That's the tricky part.
That's it.
That's the tricky part.
All right. So Matt returns to the camp to his officers to tell them about what happened, minus the message, because that's for Rand, not them.
Yep.
And then he orders the army to stop for today, and we got to bury those people.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is where you could speculate, is this part of the plan, kill the tinkers to make Matt set up camp somewhere where they know he's going to be so you can send in the assassination team to kill him?
Maybe, but they don't know that Matt would stop.
They don't know for sure. That's the thing. Like, there's no way to actually know.
Because only somebody with, like, a true moral compass, like someone with a true compassion and empathy would stop for this.
Yeah.
right? Because anybody else, like armies who are marching, would be like, oh man, that sucks over there.
We got to keep on moving.
We got a
go.
job to do. We got a job to do. They may stop and bury them, but then like keep, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then keep moving. They might not set up camp.
That's the tricky part. So like, that is this part of what comes next? That's the question we have to ask.
Right.
But anyways.
I don't know about that, but it may be.
Yeah.
All right. So now, Matt thinks about how this whole scene with the Tinkers was worse than the Battle of Kyrian against the Shido. And like, maybe that's what like tipped my Shido hat.
Yeah.
Like maybe that's what was like, ooh, because the word is there.
Yeah. And it
writing,
comes up again later.
And it comes up again. But he thinks it's worse because of these just like innocent.
Yeah, they don't fight back. This wasn't a armies
battle.
clashing. No.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So news of the killing of the Tinkers spreads.
Yep. So it's going to be quiet tonight in camp.
Yeah, everyone's pretty quiet. Matt thinks that this is similar to the couple of times they've come across like burned villages or groups of refugees killed by bandits. So they've seen quite a bit on this 11-day journey.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is not good. And Matt smokes his pipe for a bit, thinking about the writing on his spear. And then after a while, he grabs a blanket and goes to lie outside under the stars.
And that was his luck kicking in.
It sounds like it. Yeah.
Oh, totally. A little. Like everything that happens to Matt, it's got to be a piece of his luck. So, but we don't have any dice in his head. We don't have anything like that. Because usually when like he's in danger or something's going to happen, we get that whole like he can hear the rattling of the dice.
Something like that.
Yeah. But we don't really get any of that this time.
No. So Matt spends some time lying on his back looking at the stars. We get a bunch of the constellations, which like, Matt knows some stuff.
He does. You know what's funny is I did a fun fact on these constellations. Well, a lot of them.
Okay.
Back in the Dragon Reborn chapter 21, 22, if anybody wants to go and look at those again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I already did a bunch of these. Not all of them, but like probably half
Yeah,
of them,
and you know what's interesting is he thinks that in different memories, they're called different things.
That's true too.
So he has like a lot going on in his head.
He also thinks that in his memories, a lot of those, he doesn't like Archer Hawkwing at all.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Which is funny.
All right. There we go. So while he's looking up, something catches his ear, but he's not sure what the faint sound was.
Yeah, and we find out later.
So Matt starts to get up to look, but then freezes because he sees shapes moving around his tent. And it looks like Aiel.
Yes.
We're here.
Yep.
Or are here.
They are here. They're sneaking up on his tent.
They're surrounding his tent. They cut the cloth. They go inside. And then they exit after it's clearly empty. And Matt thinks about sneaking away. But then Talmanis starts to call up the hillside because he's wasted.
He's wasted. And he's bringing Brandy to his buddy.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, I got some brandy for you.
You gotta drink because, pour one out for the Tinkers.
It's gonna help your dreams.
Yeah.
Just like,
It also sounds like this might be a problem with Talmanis.
No.
Yeah, Matt's like, he drinks too much.
He's only saying that because there's like an issue right now.
Nah, he thinks it's a problem. Okay.
No, it's such a tense moment because it's like Matt hiding.
Yeah, he's like, shit.
He's like, oh man, just go away, man, just go away.
Yeah, so
and the eye like shrink down around his tent.
He's just like watching Talmanis get closer and closer, and I was like, oh shit, is this guy about to die?
Yeah, it's like, no, Talmanis.
I really thought he was about to die here.
Yeah.
I for sure thought that.
You thought Matt would let his boy die.
No, I didn't think that he had a choice.
That's his boy.
I thought that he would, before he could even get close enough to do anything, he'd be dead.
Okay.
And then, all hell would break loose or something.
Yeah.
And all hell does break loose, and Talmanis, doesn't die, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
thought that would happen here.
We got some time, because Talmanis is at, the bottom of the hill, and Matt's tent is at the top.
Yeah,
Matt's,
I didn't
close.
quite... See, the problem is, I don't visualize things very well when I'm reading, and so... I thought he was closer than he was, and I for sure thought he was dead here.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because Matt's at the top, hiding, because he was just hanging out outside. Talmanis is at the bottom of the hill, calling out, being like, "Man, I'm bringing Brandy to you, man."
Yeah.
And he's walking up, and Matt's just watching this all go down.
Yes.
So that's when he's like, okay, I gotta do something.
Okay. So finally, Matt gives up, hoping that Talmanis will just go away. And he's going to get himself killed by the hidden Aiel. So Matt jumps up and starts shouting for the camp to get up because there's an Aiel in camp. Not an Aiel, because there's Aiel.
There's a
camp.
whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
You know, his calls are so funny because he's
I
like,
know.
"Rally, you dog-riding grave robbers," and then the other one he does is, "Rally, you pigeon-gutted sheep stealers. Are you all deaf? Clean out your ears and rally." Like they're so
Just the
so
things
funny.
he's yelling when there's literally no time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like while he's doing stuff.
Well, that's the swears.
It is, but it's like, come on, it's
Those
so
are
funny.
the crazy. You grave robbers and you sheep stealers.
Dog riding grave robbers. Like
Yeah,
that doesn't
what?
make any sense. Oh man. You know what? It's probably like a thing
I was going to say, sounds like a fun fact.
I totally have to look that up. Okay.
All right. So now everyone wakes up and then there's a bit of a fight scene. So Matt takes a couple of cuts and he manages to kill an Aiel.
Yep, he does.
Before his men even rally to him.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like a bunch of Aiel on Matt for a couple of seconds here until his men can get up the hill.
Right, because he's yelling.
Like everybody's up and aware now.
They're like, oh, there he is. Stab, stab. Throw a spear. No.
Do the thing.
Doesn't work, though.
Yep.
So once there's enough soldiers to support him, Matt slips back and lets the men deal with the Aiel. And in the end, the Aiel are overwhelmed by the numbers. We get 12 dead Aiel and also about 18 of his men dead and 40 or more injured.
Yeah, so like big casualties for a dozen Aiel.
Okay.
Like that's a serious killing force that they tried to kill Matt with. Like 12 Aiel.
Yeah.
To come and, deal with them.
Right. Okay. So Matt finds Talmanis being tended to
by Darrett, that's the other dude.
Right, because he's taken a couple of injuries, but not dead.
So if this helps, Talmanis and Nelician are the guys who run the cavalry.
Yeah.
Darrett is the guy who runs the foot soldiers.
Foot soldiers. Got it.
Okay.
And now it's pretty clear that Matt was the target of the attack, and so Matt wonders why the Aiel would want him dead.
Yeah, so this is where a whole bunch of stuff is kind of happening in the thought process.
Yeah.
So we're thinking like, okay, is it the Shido?
Yeah.
Or is it just Dark Friend Aiel?
Yeah.
But the issue is that a bunch of his band, like Vannon included and all these guys, think that the Aiel are a bunch of savages and all evil, so they're like, it's just the Aiel.
No, they're wrong.
Yeah.
It's not the Aiel. It's not all of the Aiel. No way. It's either the Shido or Dark Friends.
Yeah, but they can't really tell the difference between the Shido and the other Aiel. That's the issue with these men right now.
Oh, for sure.
They just like lump them all together.
Yeah, and now let's get to the reveal.
Okay.
Because that'll inform my decision a little further.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at this point, Daedrid, how do I say this? How do I say his name?
Daedrid
thinks that they should find one of those Aes Sedai from across the river because they have a lot of injured men and they could use some healing right now.
Yeah, and Matt agrees to it like really quickly, but he doesn't want the healing for himself, but he's not going to like deny that to his men.
Sure.
So, fair.
Okay. So maybe this will happen. I don't know.
Like maybe they'll find some Aes Sedai
who will like actually come and help them.
Yeah, like maybe.
If the Aiel are no, I keep saying that. If the Aes Sedai are scurrying up and down, maybe they have their own missions and...
Well, they surely do have their own missions.
I don't know. And maybe some of them can't even heal. Like, just because they're Aes Sedai...
Yeah, but again...
doesn't mean they can heal well.
People don't know everything.
No, they definitely... No one knows anything, because... Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Matt tells his officers that he wants to have a ditch dug every night...
Yes.
Around their camp, every place they stop.
Plus...
A palisade?
Yeah, so like
What's
the wooden stakes around the camp.
Oh, zombie stakes.
Totally, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
so he
Walking
wants a ditch,
Dead, right?
And
like,
he wants the wooden pointy sticks to protect them at nighttime.
Every night.
Every night. And they're like, oh my god, we can't do that.
And they are like, no. And Matt's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Because they're going to find out that the Aiel were like in the camp.
Yep.
And they're going to start thinking that maybe they're going to be next. So, yeah, you're going to dig me a ditch and put up a bunch of pointy sticks.
Yeah. And also, what the fuck was this attack? Are there going to be more?
Probably.
That's like yes.
Totally.
He plays it off like this is for the morale of the men.
Yeah.
But like, no.
Matt doesn't want to die.
Yeah. And he doesn't want his people to die.
That's true. He doesn't. Yeah. So, like, it is a lot of work to do every night, but,
yeah,
like,
and I have to tell you, Aiel could probably somehow get through that anyway.
It's not supposed to stop them. It's supposed to be harder to sneak in.
Okay.
Because you can't get through a ditch and past pointy sticks as quickly and easily.
And as quietly, maybe?
And quietly, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right, well, after they leave, so Matt can go to sleep. He inspects his tent, and he thinks about that noise that alerted him earlier, which doesn't quite make sense because Aieller's so quiet and sneaky.
Exactly.
He shouldn't have heard anything.
However,
the noise he heard was of ropes at his tent being cut. And he's like, that's weird. So he checks it out.
Yeah. And then he also finds like the bush that's like perfectly trimmed.
Like perfectly flat.
Yeah.
And some of these ropes are cut at like an odd angle. And so he puts it together that this was a gateway that caused the cuts. And that's how the Aiel must have gotten into the camp.
So, oh shoot, one of the Forsaken is after him. Who would have thought it?
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, they're the only other people who can gateway around.
Yeah, like nobody else knows how to gateway except for like the people who've done it. We know the Forsaken can, we know Rand can, we know Avienda did, but can't currently. But like nobody else knows that.
No. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it makes sense that Matt could have a Forsaken after him. That's not like implausible at all.
No, definitely not. Still confusing though.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, the whole thing is like, don't kill Rand. We know that's kind of the Dart One's mission is like, don't kill Rand. But nobody said don't kill Matt or Perrin.
Yeah, the whole thing was like, chop off one of the tripod's legs.
Yeah, that's literally from like the original book.
Yeah.
It's like, gotta get one of you, and then you all fall down, so.
Yeah.
But hey, he also thinks about the thing that we had a discussion about last time.
Yeah.
Next time it could be 100 Trollocs or 1,000 instead of just like a dozen Aiel / maybe Dark Friends.
Oh, I thought, okay, yeah. True. I thought you were going to talk about the other thing that we talked about last time.
What was the other thing we were talking about?
Ulver.
Okay, we're there now. I love that. Okay. Are you ready?
Right.
Are you ready for some callbacks?
Yeah, okay.
You better be.
So he hears a sound behind him and he whirls around swinging his spear, but he stops himself because it's
friggin'
this stupid boy.
Oliver, the stupid ugly little kid.
Yeah, and so Matt's
no,
like,
he's adorable and his parents are dead, so like we gotta be nice to him.
And I was like, Matt's gonna end up taking care of this kid. Like, I feel like I said those words.
You did say that, and then he was like, go off and find this kid
like,
a home.
What? I don't get it. And I was like, maybe he'll send him money.
Turns out I did get it.
I did. I got it.
Yeah, you did.
got it.
I got it, and you got it too.
Cool. It just seemed, this kid seemed like too big of a deal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't cast this kid in this episode and not bring him back.
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like. Okay, I'm glad my intuition still is right for some things, for sure.
Totally.
So now Matt's like, hey, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be back at that inn having a bath or something.
Yeah.
And
he's like, I left you in the village 11 days ago.
And Oliver's like, hey, they said 50 Aiel tried to kill you in your sleep, but you killed them first. And I wanted to see if you were okay.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad because he says that the family that was supposed to take him in only wanted the money because they already had 6 of their own kids. So basically he like hitched a ride with the band and he's like taking care of some horses in camp.
Working for someone in the camp taking care of their horses.
It's so cute. But like,
he's not allowed to ride any of the horses.
No, he's not. Which is really sad. So.
And so now a servant comes up.
Yeah, so this is Talmanis' man, Narim.
Right. And he's here to stitch up Matt's wounds.
Yeah, he has the second funniest line in the book.
Oh.
Besides the first funniest scene that I described.
Yeah.
With the Aiel leaping through windows and off balconies and stuff.
Oh, got it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this is coming up is the second best scene.
Okay, I can guarantee you I didn't write down the specific line, so you'll have to enlighten me.
Yeah.
So while this is happening, Matt notices that Oliver has a little bag, and he's like, what's in your bag?
Yeah.
And Oliver's like, none your business.
I didn't steal nothing.
Yeah. And then he ends up showing Matt his little collection of things.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
You ready for the callbacks? Okay.
Sure.
So first off, Oliver's collection, we got a whole lot to talk about here. Surprising amounts in what Oliver has.
Oliver.
That's what I said, Oliver.
It sounded like Oliver.
I would never say that.
Don't you dare put that I in there, Brett.
I would never. You know there's a name coming up that has an extra I somewhere.
What? In this chapter?
No, like potentially. You know how like you take a letter from one name and you put it in another?
Yes, I do know. Okay.
So Oliver, the I
I's going to show up somewhere.
It's got to show up somewhere.
That's how that works.
That's how it works.
Okay. Anyway, tell me about the things.
Okay.
Oh, man. And let me tell you how annoyed I am with Matt.
What?
For not connecting dots. Anyway, go.
I gotta hear this. Okay. You gotta hear this first, though.
Yeah, I do.
So Oliver's collection, he's got a red hawk's feather.
Yeah.
A stone the color of the sun.
Yeah. 5
coppers and a silver penny. And we're gonna pause there for a second.
Okay.
So.
Aren't these like all things that Matt has too? Or something like that?
Back in The Dragon Reborn, chapter 20, when Matt wakes up, he has a collection of things.
Yes.
Matt Cawthon has a red hawk's feather.
Yeah.
The same feather that Oliver has now. He also has a striped rock with colors that he likes. And he's got some extra stuff. But then he also has a purse with 2 silver marks and a handful of coppers.
Okay.
So Oliver's bag is the red hawk feather, a stone with a nice color, and like not very much money.
Yeah.
And Matt had the exact same stuff. So the first thing that Matt does to Oliver, he's like, hey man, everybody needs some gold, so here you go.
Yeah.
Because
money.
Oliver is basically little Matt.
Yeah.
That's identical.
It's pretty cute.
It's like word for word, exactly the same thing.
Yep.
So then, Oliver also has his Snakes and Foxes game.
Yes, he certainly does.
His dad made for him.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've heard of this before.
I know that. And so has Matt. And Matt has freaking lived it. And he makes 0 connections.
Okay. I gotta like bring you back to when we first heard of this.
Fine.
The Shadar Rising.
We all know.
Chapter 28.
Yes.
Tower of Genji.
Yes.
Genji.
Well, okay, sort of. That's when we first heard it. We first heard of the foxes, right? That's the first story we went through in Tyr.
I'm talking about the game, Snakes
No, I
and
know
Foxes.
that. But before that, we went through the doorway and heard the whole thing about the whole no music and stuff. But that's lines of the game.
Yes, it is.
So we heard it before. We heard of the game after, but we heard of Snakes and Foxes before.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing is we got when Brigida was talking to Perrin in the dream world.
Right.
That's when she was like, hey, have you ever played Snakes and Foxes? And then Perrin's like, hey, all children do, but they give up when they get old enough to realize that there's no way to win except to break the rules. So the line that you're thinking of is courage to strengthen, fire to blind, music to daze, iron to bind.
Right. And you're not allowed to have any music, anything that can make music.
Yep.
You're not allowed to have any iron.
Yep.
Anything that can make fire.
Yep, exactly.
Or something else.
Yes.
What was the first line you said?
Not connecting dots.
No.
Okay.
No dots. I thought this was like going to be his aha moment.
Yeah.
But no. See, the problem with Matt, and there are lots, and I love him always, no matter what.
Of course.
And I feel like people don't quite get how much I love Matt.
So, okay, but let me ask you that.
Because he annoys the shit out of me. I still, love him.
Okay.
I love him.
Okay. However, let's say that Matt connected the dots on the Snakes and Foxes game to the Snakes and Foxes from the doorways that he's been through.
Uh-huh.
How would that help him?
It wouldn't. It would help me.
Oh, just like internally knowing that he knows it.
Internally knowing that he knows.
So that we would know that he knows.
Unless that's the mystery to solving where Moraine is. Because she's not dead.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because she went through the doorway.
Yeah.
So we got to figure out, we got to know the rules to the game.
Okay.
So that we can break the rules, so that we can...
Boom.
Go find Moraine.
Figured it out.
Save her.
So is this board game that Oliver has...
The key.
The key.
It's like Clue.
Okay. I never played Clue.
No.
I get the concept.
Yeah.
But
I played it lots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does his board game have something to do with?
Maybe that's why I'm so good at figuring stuff out.
Sometimes, don't give yourself that much credit. let's just wait a half a second
You're
here.
So mean. Say I do things right.
You do things right mostly. Okay.
But
seriously.
Yeah.
Does Oliver's game have any directly compare
No. Something in his brain needs to go, aha.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
And then eventually, 3 books from now, he'll be able to use the knowledge and be like, remember that one time? Oh shit.
Oh, Oliver, thanks, man.
And it'll come at the most opportune moment where he'll be like,
it's
I
all
get
because
it
of
now.
You. Yeah.
But I really wanted it to click.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be helpful at all, except that I want him to make the connection that I've made.
Yeah. Well, he even thinks about...
It hurts me when characters don't know information that I know.
But it's really funny because his next thought process is I remember how to play Snakes and Foxes,
Yes.
but I don't remember playing Snakes and Foxes.
Right. And then that's it. And then I wanted to throw my book in the fireplace because it made me so mad that he wasn't going to remember.
Fair enough.
Freaking Robert Jordan.
Fair enough.
Always throwing me off.
Yep.
All right. This whole chapter was a throw off. I loved it.
It's really good, yeah. So anyways, and then this is the part when he compliments Oliver's turtle shell. We've never heard reference of Matt's turtle shell that he claims that he did have.
Yeah.
And that's when he tries to give him the 2 gold crowns because everybody needs
and
like a
he's
little
like,
gold.
I don't beg. And he's like, no, you're going to work for me now.
Yeah.
And now Oliver's got a new job.
And a new
horse.
There you go.
Oh.
Matt's official messenger boy?
Sure.
Yeah.
Carry messengers for me.
Yeah, carry messages. Oliver's much too small to carry messengers.
Oh, yeah. Don't carry messengers.
Yeah. The horse is the carrier of messengers. Oh, man.
Okay. This has gone on
That's
a long
enough
time.
bad jokes. There you go.
All right. So Matt's conversation with Oliver is interrupted because Matt shouts out because it hurts to get stitched up.
Yeah, and this is the best line. It's so funny because Matt's like, burn you, Narum. That's a leg, not a bloody side of beef. And then Narum being a sarcastic...
Oh, with like a straight face.
Oh, yeah, totally. And he's like, as my lord says, my lord's leg is not a side of beef. Thank you, my lord, for instructing me.
Yeah.
It's so good while he's like being stitched up. It's so funny.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, to end this episode and this chapter, Matt settles back and thinks about the plan that he and Rand have concocted.
The secret plan.
And if it all works out, there will be one less Forsaken to worry about.
Okay, what do you think the secret plan still is? Like, are you still in the same like secret plan as...
Slice Samael in half.
Slice
with the gateway.
Slice him in half.
Literally open the gateway on Samael and then leave.
You know, if you knew where he was.
Which, wasn't it Samael who opened the gateway on Grandel's servant?
Yeah, I think so.
So it
like
would be just.
Ah!
That would be a nice full circle moment.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I just need it to happen already. I'm surprised that this has been drawn out.
You don't think that this is like the finale of the book?
Oh, no.
It's been dragged out
Oh, my
quite
God.
long.
No way.
What?
No way is this the finale. No.
You don't think that we're like at end of the...
See,
we're like halfway through. Next chapter.
At this point, though, no way can I predict what the ending is even gonna a little bit look like.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna try, because last time,
it's like a Culloden situation all over again.
Yeah, you got me to say how I thought it was gonna end. I pulled at straws, and of course I don't know. No, I don't know.
Okay.
Forsaken are gonna die this book. Samael's gonna be one of them.
Cool.
That's all I know, and it's gonna be before the end of the book.
Awesome. Good prediction. Samael dead before the end of the book.
Yeah.
Let's do it, guys.
I don't know. Now I'm second guessing myself.
It's tough making predictions.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing is, we know too much about Samael now. We've known about him for so long that we need to start learning about the other guys. And then, what about those guys from the prologue who used to be Forsaken and are now new Forsakens?
And you don't even know which Forsaken they are.
Absolutely, I do not.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I know that you don't.
I don't. No.
Okay.
Okay, and then who the hell is sending Aiel after Matt?
Yeah, maybe Samael.
Because, one Darfriend Aiel was already sent after Matt.
Yeah.
So that's clearly the plan.
Yeah.
It's whatever Forsaken is working directly with Aiel. Maybe it's like divisional.
Sure.
The Forsaken have their division of Dark Friends.
Which one is working
and
on the
one
Aiel?
Forsaken has a specific division, the regional manager of the Aiel.
Awesome.
Whoever that is after Matt.
You're pretty close. You're nailing this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
I tried really hard, actually. Let's go drink more amaretto.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go watch some Wheel of Time.
It's vacation. Might
Can
as
we
well.
watch some Wheel of Time?
We can.
It's early still.
Not early enough for all 7.
Oh, no. Early enough for 1 or 2.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Sounds good. So now, before you find yourself the unlikely victim of a crazy Forsaken Aiel attack, I'm going to say that this is part of the pattern now.
Yeah, it's part of the pattern.
Well, that's all for now, folks. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the episode, and thanks for listening. The Wheel Weaves is hosted by Dani and Brett, produced by Dani and Brett, with Essen, Passion Socks, Mozyme, Moltude, Benjamin, Michelle O'Brien, Jamie Young, Cody Fouts, Megan Smiley, Jonathan Reese, and Kaz. With music by Audionautics.com. If you're interested in supporting us and the podcast, you can find us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/thewheelweavespodcast. For all things The Wheel Weaves, like how to get in touch with us, how to send us really cool shot glasses, our social media links, how to join our Discord, and for just some general information about the show and the hosts, you can head over to our website at thewheelweavespodcast.com. And as always, don't forget to tell a friend about us, to leave us that 5-star review, and to hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. We'd really, really appreciate that, and it does help a lot. Thanks again for listening. This really is part of the pattern now.